Hello everyone, welcome back to TIMBERBORN. This is episode 7, playing through hard mode. In the last episode we made quite a bit of progress on this new district. You can see that they have some of the basics now. They have a couple water pumps which are paused for obvious reasons. Plus they have a farmhouse, a forester, and then some water and food storage. Plus they have a few breeding pods. And also in the last episode we wrapped up the last wet season. Now we're on to another bad tide, although this one is the longest one yet. We're at 14.8 days remaining. Thankfully this first district is pumping all the water they can out of this area, and then we have 3 more water pumps that we set up, and it's going to be giving them access to water throughout the bad tide. We also started constructing this little channel that we're going to be setting up for the badwater diversion system. The beavers of this second district will need to get all these trees cleared out over here, and then they'll need to place some dynamite in order to make a channel that will lead down in this direction. And then the water will continue over here, and we might even be able to harness some of the power from this. Okay, now that I had a quick think about it, we are going to be changing this up just a little bit. We're going to be having just a straight line down here, and then we're going to be blasting out all of this area. We will need to remove a few more trees, but the advantage of this is that we can have a pretty efficient power collection system. So we'll just be placing a bunch of compact water wheels right along here, and then we'll probably end up putting in a bunch of power shafts that go up in this direction, and that'll help provide some power to this whole village. And then we can also get some gravity batteries placed along here, since that will provide a lot of potential energy. So in the meantime we can go ahead and actually remove these. And taking a look at our explosives factory, looks like we don't have this prioritized by haulers. Now that we do, it should increase the output of explosives, which hopefully should help make this number go up a little bit. And one of the next things that we're going to be looking at is the food in this district. We have just under 1,000. Looks like we're running out of some of these. I think we have way too much canola. It looks like they're not even really touching most of this. And you can see that these beavers are basically done pumping all the water out of here. It'll be a very short time before they finish, and then we'll have like 15 extra beavers. Thankfully we do have a decent amount of jobs that are paused right now, so they'll be able to hop in there. Oh, and speak of the devil, we have just finished pumping all the water. So in this district we currently have 2 vacant jobs, and now we have 15 unemployed beavers. So let's go ahead and put them in some of these new positions. And just like that we have like 10 more lumberjacks and then a few other miscellaneous jobs that are filled up now. Over here it looks like this guy isn't really doing a whole lot in this district center. We can go ahead and pause it for now. We do need a forester though. Help plant some of the trees over here. So the next thing that we're going to start working on is getting the bots up and running. So we'll need to get some of these bot part factories set up, and it's only 500 science, so we can go ahead and start that. So this is a major work in process. What we're going to end up doing is that we are going to be making some paths under here for some power shafts, and that's going to connect the power over from this section to here. And then we also need to get rid of part of this ledge so we can fit our 3rd bot part factory over here. And as you can see, it takes a lot of planks, metal blocks, and gears to make the parts for the bots, and we don't have a huge production line right now, so we're going to be adding in a little bit of each of those right here. We're going to have a smelter, and then we have another lumber mill, and then we'll find a place to squeeze in another gear workshop. But in the meantime we're actually going to get rid of this large power wheel, and we'll get a lot of wood back. But we want to put an engine in, that way we won't have to have any beaver power used for this production line. I want to bump this up on the priority list. And we've had some more babies born, so we'll go ahead and unpause the district center. And they do have some explosives over here, so we'll go ahead and start looking to get this channel carved out. We just need to make sure that the path extends far enough so they can reach it. And so this is kind of what it's going to look like. I think I'm going to make sure this is a long-term solution, so I'll get all the power shafts placed in as well. We actually haven't unlocked the high power shaft yet, so we can go ahead and do that. Only downside is this is going to take a lot more planks and take a little bit longer to construct, but I think it is well worth it. And then once we have this constructed, we'll be able to put in the linear power shafts afterwards, and we'll have to do the same up here and kind of figure out where we want the production area to be. And we'll also need to make a wall on this side, that way we can actually focus the water down into this channel. So these beavers are going to have quite a bit to do. They have a decent amount of wood, although let's check just in this district. They have, oh, are they maxed out? Wow, they are maxed out on wood. So we should probably lower the priority for all of this, and then also get some more storage set up for logs. Although we can place that up here if there is any room for it. That'll just make the construction of this a little bit easier and make sure that these lumberjacks don't have to walk all the way down here. Because as you can see, these guys are sitting around doing nothing. But now they should be able to, oh yeah, they're going to use the wood, construct this pretty quickly. And it looks like they placed all the dynamite that they needed, so we can go ahead and detonate this, assuming no beavers cross. Oh man, this seems like a risky operation, but let's go ahead and do it. Whew, another close one. But we got that. Let's go ahead and detonate this. And so then we're making a few more adjustments to the power connections, because I realized that we wouldn't be able to connect to this side unless we had this whole section connect over. But that seems like it'd be a little complicated since we have to get rid of a bunch of this stuff. So I'm just keeping it going underground, and then it's gonna come up and connect into here. And then we'll put a nice little shrub on top just to make it look a little less ugly. So between all the projects we have going on in this second district plus this district, there is a lot to do. Oh, but I did also have some of you guys make some comments about what we should rename the districts. So for this district, we're going to go with the name Lower Plains. And then the second district, we'll go with the name of Waterfall Heights. So thank you for you guys for leaving those comments. Now these districts can have a little bit of personality, Waterfall Heights and Lower Plains. Lower Plains looks like they got completely swept with all the trees getting chopped down. And we have 5 unemployed beavers. Oh, it looks like they are in the Lower Plains actually. We can throw a few of them in this district crossing. But we will be needing all these beavers to work at these new jobs. And unfortunately these jobs are a little bit riskier, so the beavers will actually get injured more often. So we're going to effectively have fewer workers since more of them will be in some of these hospital beds. Now with all this stuff, we actually can pause these lumberjack flags. And then we can go ahead and throw them into the builders' huts, or I guess the district center. And that should help all of this stuff go a little bit quicker, because realistically we won't be able to send the bad water over in this direction until we have this whole canal system figured out. And we have beavers left and right who are out of jobs. Well, we can always use more builders, so let's go ahead and get a builder's hut set up here. And we're also going to get a centrifuge set up. And that will allow us to start creating extract, which will be helpful for placing some of the bigger dynamite. You can see triple dynamite takes 2 extract and 1 explosives, double dynamite 1 and 1. That would be helpful if we want to, say, lower part of this, because otherwise it'd take like 5 explosives to go down. And wow, they made that basically instantly. I guess we do have some more builders now. So we definitely will need to unpause this deep bad water pump because this has been at 300 the whole time, and right off the bat it dropped down 50. And we need to get some storage set up for the extract as well. Let's repurpose one of these water tanks into an extract holder. And unfortunately it looks like we have a small sliver of trees that aren't being irrigated. Although now I'm thinking about it, this whole section is really only irrigated because of this right here. So maybe we should look at getting another irrigation pond over here. So I think we'll do something like this, and the reason why we'll do this instead of just leaving this here is because if we get a fluid dump up here, then we can keep the water topped off 2 tiles high, versus trying to make this whole lake 2 tiles high would take a lot more water. Plus we can also start pumping some of the water out of here as well. And it looks like once again we have 5 unemployed beavers. This time I think it's actually over here. Yeah, you can see them hanging around, not doing anything. Let's go ahead and get another builder's hut set up. And we can probably also get a hauling post set up for them as well. So we'll do that one right here. And then can we squeeze a hauling post in? We'll just need to remove that tree. I guess I could actually just move that ever so slightly. We'll have that right here. We'll have this one right back here. Yeah, so we'll want to prioritize both of these. That way they can get them constructed first. Help get some of those unemployed beavers working. Ooh, we are low on food. We can get someone in here. We should probably just get another farmer set up as well. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just need to get rid of this tree right here. Although we can't do that because then we would block their access to getting over here. We can put it on top of this 3x3 grid though. We'll just need to get rid of this right here. Then we can put our second farmhouse in and that should be good. And then now that I'm seeing dynamite, I just remembered since we have extract in this district, we can now make some deeper explosions. One of the recent updates is that you can actually change this so the nozzle can go up, and that means that we can actually place dynamite underneath here. So what I'm gonna do, we have enough dynamite, or we have enough science. We can go ahead and unlock that, and we'll place it right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and place dynamite under all the tips of these water pumps. And really it's gonna be along this whole section. We're gonna make everything here go lower, but we'll just start with the water pumps. That way they can detonate these before the bad tide is over, and then these guys can pump water when the wet season begins. And we do need a path over here, that way they can reach all of this. And I think we're going to want to bump this up on the priority list just a little bit. We're doing pretty good on extract. Explosives haven't really gone up a whole lot. And we're still doing decent on bad water. Glad we have the second pump on. We might need to make a third one coming up soon, especially if we start using extract a lot. Oh, and we have some beavers who are sleeping outside. We have 6 homeless beavers. Let's go ahead and change that. I think we can squeeze in a house right here. Although maybe we should get a more permanent area set up for housing. We'll go ahead and get 2 more houses, and then we can also start putting down some fun activities like a campfire. And let's also get a rooftop terrace set up. It means we'll need to get some platforms so they can get up here. Ooh, and we could probably fit a storage unit there instead. Let's go ahead and do that. Optimize a little bit. And I think we should prioritize this building. Oh, it's basically done. They just need to finish constructing it. But it does look like we are desperately low on food in this district. We only have 7 kohlrabi right now. And since this guy's doing nothing, we'll pause him. Just try and rearrange the jobs a little bit. Looks like these 2 lumberjacks are doing something. Oh wow, they have made excellent progress. They're putting a bunch of dynamite down. This is a triple dynamite, and then we'll eventually be putting in a lot more triple dynamite, probably just along this whole area. We can go back basically as far as we want, and that'll just act as another reservoir that we can pump some extra water from. And we could do the same over in this area as well. We have a lot of stuff going on, so we'll go one step at a time. And we once again have some more unemployed beavers, so I think you know what that means. We'll get another builder's hut set up. And with only 5 days remaining, we're doing pretty dang good on water. Over 2.6 thousand. Kind of surprised we have that much, to be honest. But it is boding well for the upcoming dry seasons and bad tides, especially now that we're getting this area set up. Plus we're going to be getting this huge reservoir established, but first thing is getting this channel figured out. And we'll continue to get some fun activities set up for the beavers. We can also get a lumberjack flag set up to help chop all these trees down. Looks like they're already marked to be cut. Oh, they are completely out of wood in this district. Well, good thing we have this lumberjack flag set up. Oh man, overall we have like no wood. We're at 86. Isn't 86 when you get kicked out of somewhere or like banned? In the meantime, let's get some more lumberjack flags set up. There's not really a point in having all these beavers in the district center if they don't actually have the resources to construct anything. So we really do want to focus on getting some trees chopped down. Oh, we have to mark everything first. And the beavers finished all of this. Let's go ahead and start from one end. Let's see what that looks like. Just going all the way around. And the question is, can they reach? They can't reach here, but we'll just need to add that path back in. Now they can reach the very corners. And then we'll just leave this on normal priority. Let them get to it kind of when they can. Although we can uncheck all of these limits. So now they go down to the very bottom. This is a very, very fun process. Just unchecking all these boxes. And thankfully we have some wood that is right for the picking. We just need to get a lumberjack flag set up. And per usual, mark it all to get chopped down. Oh, I do have... there's 4 logs that are left right here. Let's go ahead and just get those cleared up as well. And it looks like between these 3 engines we're supplying just enough power. We'll need to get some more engines online in order to supply these other 4 buildings. And we'll also be getting a gear workshop set up right here. So we'll need to get this or these 2 blocks lowered quite a bit. But in terms of the engine, Maybe we can squeeze a power shaft under here and then have an engine over in this area. So I believe that should connect in. Look at that. That works perfectly. Just need to make sure we change priority for some of these. Ooh, we are going way down in bad water. We have lost half of it. So that also means we need to get another deep bad water pump set up. In fact, we'll probably get 2 of them set up. Might as well just prepare for the future because we are going to be prioritizing this by hauler at some point. In fact, that might be right now because we're running a little low on extract. And this is something we can also bump up on the priority list. We don't have a whole lot that's high on the priority list. In fact, most of the stuff that I've been putting down, I've been lowering. Because you can see they started working on this, but then they just completely stopped. And then back over here, we have these 3 buildings lower, this new engine's lower. And there's only 2 days left until the bad tide's over and then the water can return. Means we'll need to have a bunch of beavers hopping in here. Does look like we have... Oh, we have 3 homeless beavers in this district. I did have this area set up specifically for housing, so we can go ahead and prioritize that. No unemployed beavers, but in this district we do have some unemployed beavers, so let's go ahead and bump this up. We can also increase the amount of haulers. Looks like they're doing okay on wood. They have some, so they don't have 0 wood. And wow, I didn't realize they had so many freaking planks. They're completely maxed out. I think overall we're doing really good on planks. Yeah, we are completely maxed out on planks. We don't need this guy working right now. In fact, we can probably reduce the amount of workers we have in all of the plank factories. And by all, I mean just the 3 that we have going. And this guy's providing our only wood in this district. We have 11 logs right now. Well, we can detonate this dynamite, and then we need to get this fluid dump set up ASAP. Oh, I did not. Well, I guess I actually don't need to detonate these because we're going to keep the water up at this 2nd level. So this would just be more water that we're wasting. So let's get that prioritized. And now that we'll have this fluid dump here, we can actually expand our tree planting area. I do like having these trees not marked for being chopped down because it's providing the pine resin for getting the treated planks in the future, although we are maxed out. So now that I'm thinking about it, we will need to get this wood workshop up and running at some point, and then we'll need to be making some more buildings, specifically buildings that require power. So the bot assemblers I'm just going to put on top, so that shouldn't be a problem. But if you want to make anything more in this area, this is like the last spot that we have. And I'll probably need to put another engine around here, which means we don't have a whole lot of room. So what I'm thinking we would do is probably make a separate work zone or a production line. We could lower this area, take a little bit of dynamite, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Although this guy is... Ooh, he is hungry and thirsty. He got trapped. Let's strand someone up here for a second. And then we can go ahead and place this back. Come on, get out of there. There you go. Now let's go ahead and prioritize this because now he's stranded up there. But he's not hungry or thirsty yet. But as I was saying, making another production line or lowering this area, let me know what you guys think. If there's something that stands out to you for where I should put it, let me know in the comments below. Ooh, looks like they don't have access to the scrap metal up here. Let's go ahead and change that. The beavers are making good progress over here. They've been putting in a lot. We are short on both explosives and on extract right now. Thankfully, we're not short on bad water, but that's just another building that I like to double up on. Explosives factory. We might need to double up on this at some point. I think for now we're doing okay, even though it's not producing quite enough. Although we have a lot of explosives that we're placing down. And in preparation for the bad tide ending, we're going to go ahead and start unpausing all of these. We do need to pause a bunch of jobs first though. And just like that, the bad tide has ended. You can see the water is coming back. So let's go ahead and start unpausing these real quick. So now we have these guys pumping water away. Although there's a little bit of bad water trapped in there. Same over here. I think that, yeah, so they got all the trees in this area. So we can get rid of this, so no beavers go down there. Then we can lower this, although we don't really need to lower that. What we should focus on is getting this set up. Then we can lower that. There's going to be a little bit of flooding that happens for sure. You can see that just huge surge of water. I'm going to start filling this back up a little bit. And flooding pretty much everything. Look, you can see the water filling up this area. It looks so cool. And why is he not dumping? Is there water being... Oh my gosh. There's water being delivered, so he's not doing anything. That is funny. And also trees. I forgot to plant more trees. Looks like they just barely didn't finish pumping all the water out of here. So if we dynamite this area and lower it, that should be enough to provide at least a little bit more capacity for these water pumpers. And I think that we're running short on farmhouses because we have quite a few crops that need to be picked. But you can see that we don't have enough fermented cassavas. And do we have... Oh. Well, I guess it's not farmhouses, it's the fermenters that we're short on. So this guy is being prioritized by haulers, and yet he is still not making enough. So we can't fit one right here. But we might be able to fit one right here. I don't know if it will connect though. Looks like it does. But does it provide power? I don't know. I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it transfers out of this little triangle wedge, unfortunately. I think it needs to be kind of a square side. So we got down to just under 2,000 water in total, but now we're going to be having a lot more capacity. I'm hoping that the beavers can finish all this dynamite before the bad tide's over, or before the next drought or bad tide begins, I should say. Ooh, they finally started making these bot part factories. We have enough signs that we can unlock the bot assemblers. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll want to put them on top of these two, I believe. Well, we will need to go up in this direction. But we'll have to get rid of this right here. Otherwise, we can't go up the second level. So that means we need to go down 3 levels? Yeah, it looks like 3. So let's go ahead and place this right here and high prioritize it. And then we can go ahead and get some of these platforms set up. And these are running at less than 100% efficiency. So we do want to get this one prioritized now. Although actually, they'll need to make this one first. So I guess this is also higher priority. Well, this doesn't need to be highest. This is not like crazy important. And it looks like we are going to survive day 3 without any warnings appearing. So we have a little bit more time to stock up on water. Although we do have another homeless beaver in this district. I think we'll need to get some platforms over here and then place another house. So we are pretty dang desperate for wood. We only have 100. So I'm going to cut down half of these since we're not even using the pine resin at the moment. And then once we start looking to establish the wood workshop, we can unmark these and we'll still have this little backlog. And then we can have these ones eventually grow up and then start producing pine resin again. And we can actually go ahead and detonate all of this. Let's speed it up a little bit. We now have that first part of the channel cleared out. And this is looking, wow, it's actually looking pretty good. They're getting closer to finishing this. I think we'll want to even this out a little bit because we don't want the bad water to spill out over here. So we need to put dynamite over on this side. Oh, but they can't reach on the side of stairs. I don't know why they have it set up that way, but we will have to work around it, I guess. And once again, we have some unemployed beavers in this district, so I just bumped this up to 10. But we did have some builders who were sitting around because they don't really have a whole lot to construct. It's really just this last little section of the channel. They made pretty good progress. We can't afford to unpause these yet because we don't know if it's going to be a bad tide or a drought. And even if it is a drought, we still need to make sure we have this channel open before we can block this off. Otherwise, the contamination could spread out in this direction since the bad water elevation would rise up during a bad tide. These guys are not doing good on food. We need to plant more kohlrabi. It is the beginning of day 5 and it looks like you can see the beavers finished placing all this dynamite in, so let's go ahead and detonate that. Although I want to have the water turned on. Whoa, look at that. The water filled everything in. So this is going to be a mighty reservoir. Well, not quite mighty, but it's better than nothing. Better than what we had before, that's for sure. Ooh, and we have some bot parts which are being established. We should try and prioritize one of these. Looks like they just need some metal blocks. And I'm not seeing any metal blocks, which means that we need to prioritize. Okay, one of them is prioritized. Now the second one is also prioritized. We do have enough scrap metal. They finished building that. During the next drought or bad tide, we can go ahead and unpause this just to get the scrap metal stocks up a little bit. And the beavers are finally working on this again, which means that they have completed just about everything that they can. I think that they're waiting on some of these because of the metal. And it is also the end of day 5, and we haven't had anything announced yet, so probably means tomorrow that we're going to find out if it's a bad tide or a drought. And it looks like we have a drought approaching in 3 days. We're doing decent on water, 3,500 in total. We have a bunch of them pumping, and they should be pumping a lot more, at least after the drought starts, since we have this whole reservoir. We can unpause this. I think we're just short on dynamite right now, and we really need to lower this, and even this actually, now I'm thinking about it. This will need to be lowered a second level, and then we have to finish up all the dynamite over here. So I think we'll just leave it for now. Won't worry about constructing this dam yet. And that is where we're going to wrap up today's episode. We have so much that we worked on in this episode. We finally got to making this dam over here. We expanded our production line immensely. We have bot parts which are established, and we just have our first bot assembler set up. So we're going to be having some of the golems walking around soon. And in this second district, which is Waterfall Heights, they have a lot that they've been working on. They've done a great amount of work over here. They're almost completely finished with getting the channel set up. We did detonate part of the dynamite over here. Channel is looking good. We will be able to get some power wheels in maybe in the next episode. We'll see. We're pretty short on wood right now. And we're also slowly expanding our planting area for trees, because you can see we are pretty short on wood. And it seems like we're doing good on water. We have these 3 water pumps, plus we detonated everything over here. So these guys will be able to pump for a bit longer. So if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and consider becoming a channel member if you want to help the channel out even more. And with that, we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.